Uh-oh, The Mandalorian continues with rock star guest stars. Oh, well, in characters, I guess. Last week we saw the first live-action version of Ahsoka Tano, played by the lovely Rosario Dawson, and she was really good at it. I enjoyed the episode. Now our next one is, we got a tease of this character, but now he shows up in all kinds of badassery. Boba Fett has reappeared, seeking Mandalorian because he just wants his armor back, because it's the armor that belonged to Jango Fett, and yeah, he just wants it. And we get the indication of his connection with the Mandalorians, and that why he is the way he is, and that he's just a guy trying to find his way. He's not a part of the culture of Mandalore or any of that stuff. But boy, I tell you, the displays of his abilities is far more exciting than anything we ever saw in the movies. Now, granted, he was not the focus in Empire Strikes Back or Return of the Jedi, but of course, he's learned some things since then. And looks kind of battered and scarred up. It must have taken some doing to escape that nasty pit creature, but he did, and I always thought that was very credible that he could do that. But somehow he lost his armor, perhaps when he had to recuperate from that, and someone stole it and sold it to some Jawas, and there you go. But he shows up. The plot of the story, of course, is Mando finds the Jedi planet of Typhon, where the Seeing Stone is, and Baby Yoda, now Grogu, he puts him on top of there, and some sort of mystic thing happens where apparently he is making contact with whatever Jedi are available. Rumor has it that this could possibly be Luke Skywalker will show up at some point. That way, boy, I tell you, the guest stars, huh? Or guest characters. Some of that is like, well, it steals the thunder from Mandalorian, but it gives a pretty good narrative and flow for the episode that I just don't mind it as much. But going forward, yeah, there needs to be more about Mandalorian himself. So it's all very cool and stuff. And of course, here comes first Boba Fett, and we learn that, yes, that was Boba Fett who rescued, what's her name? Finnick. And she's now sort of his Robin to his Batman. And apparently used some cybernetic properties to save her. So they're together, and he just wants the armor. They make a deal, and Boba Fett says, all right, I'll help you out protecting the child, but I want my armor. He does get the armor. He actually just goes into Mando's ship and gets it, in all the confusion, because, here comes the Empire. A bunch of stormtroopers come in, and I guess one of the criticisms of it, I've already seen it in other reviews, yeah, the stormtroopers, they're just cannon fodder. And so Boba Fett is practically single-handedly wiping them out. At one point they run. Another ship of them shows up, and they do, in some cases, they kind of hold their own at some points. It's not completely fair, but ultimately it doesn't turn out well for them. And so then Moff Gideon shows up and says, well, just send the, what does he call them, the Dark Troopers. And here we reveal what the Dark Troopers are. I thought they might have something to do with what experiments they were doing on Baby Yoda's or Grogu's blood, and trying to create Force-sensitive troopers. No, these are all just droids. So they show up, and probably what they should have sent in the first place, but they didn't, so they're able to fly. They fly down and abduct a very tired, sleeping Grogu, and they take off with him. Well, no, he does wake up when they come to him, yeah. But he's kind of exhausted after his experience of making contact with the Force, I guess. And so that's, there you get the title of the show is The Tragedy. So it's all very sad. Mando tries to, reclaim him, but he can't reach them. And Boba Fett does pursue, and says, well, it's an Imperial cruiser that they're in, and so he promises that he will help Mandalorian recover the child, because he says, that's the deal I made. I got my armor back, and I owe you. I'm in debt to you. I will get the child back for you. So that's what they're going to do, and he goes to seek help from Cara Dune at the end of the episode. It's always lovely to see Gina. And there you go. Lots of action, some really cool scenes of Boba Fett, and eventually he does get his armor back, and it's all, he needs to get a new paint job on it. But it's all very cool, and he wipes out the stormtroopers who just really aren't ready for prime time. And it's all very good. And so now he's kind of expanding the team. He wants to recruit also Bill Burr's character, so he will be returning. And so he's forming a new team. The other sad aspect of it is his cool spaceship is utterly destroyed. So that's gone. Maybe he can find a new model of it, or what have you. But in the meantime, they've got Slave One. Boba Fett still has his old ship. And so there you go. So we do see Moff Gideon confronting Grogu, who's using his force powers once again to just treat stormtroopers like the ragdolls they are. But it wears him out, and Moff talks to the kid. He shows him the dark saber and all that stuff. So little teases about what else the story could reveal. And there we are. The tragedy, because Grogu is now in the hands of evil, and we'll see how that goes. Knew this would happen at some point, because you got to up the stakes and whatnot. But yeah, I know there's criticisms for the show. It can't do what it's been burdened with, saving Star Wars, although apparently it is saving D+. It is apparently giving them quite the subscribers, and it's an enjoyable show. And some episodes are really good, and others are just fair, that sort of thing. I still don't see it as this grand masterpiece, anything like that. And no, I don't think it can completely save Star Wars and restore it to its former glory. I don't know that that's possible at all. But it's a good show. Worth the subscription? It is just one show. So I'll leave that open for a while. Anyway, there you go. Another fun episode of The Mandalorian. Thanks for watching and listening. Say, while you're still here, why not like and subscribe and share with your many friends? Yes. Also, check out my mini stores in the link description below. Yes, where you can get t-shirts, hats, mugs, all those goodies with my artwork on them. Oh, yeah. And head over to indieplanet.com and pick up a copy of my comic book, Night Night. Oh, yeah. You can also catch me at my podcast, Mr Nailsin Show, on RadioMisfits.com. And you can also watch my videos on BitChute.com and now on Rumble.com. Oh, my goodness. So many places to watch me and my stuff. Oh, yeah. And if that's not enough for you, well, you can follow me on many social media platforms and say hi to your old pal, Mr. Nailsin.